Hey viewers, welcome to another game as Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing another Smite high level game, and this one was actually recommended by one of my viewers. And we have allied here from a new team called Snipe. As well as Shing. We are going to follow Shing around because Shing is awesome. And let's right click him so that we can actually see what he sees. And we will see that he's going to jungle for us. Jungle is now viable with the new item, Boomba something. He will buy it eventually. The Thor on the other side is going to do the same thing. So we're going to start off with Dead Stall. And this one, Boomba's Mask. And Boomba's Mask is the one that actually makes jungle very viable. Because, yeah, it is a very good thing to, well, to get extra HP, XP and gold. And with this new item, you actually get more gold and experience than the normal laners. So I can also just go for the Thor, I just realized. Because both of them now have a 1 versus 2 lane. Assuming that that is indeed the case. So it depends of course on where you're positioned. So maybe this will transition into a meta where one lane is always 2 versus 2 and one lane is always 1 versus 1. And yeah, I don't know. But it does seem that the new item, so the Boomba's Mask, is a little bit too powerful. Because the jungler is going to end up with more experience than the laners, than a solo laner even. And that is just a little bit ridiculous. And of course it does allow for better gameplay, so I do agree that it is a good thing to have. It's a good thing to have a jungler. It is, however, not a good thing to have them earn more than the guys in the lanes, because the guys in the lanes, they are doing the hard work. They have opponents and such. But yeah, we'll see. For now he is indeed ahead by about 40 gold. It's of course not a big deal for now because, well, we just started and he can start at the 10-second mark, whereas the last hitting and such starts at, well, a little bit later, well, stage. And we are going to come into the mid lane. It seems that well, one of the teams got a kill. I'm not actually sure who got that kill. It was in fact the Thor getting the kill, and as you can see we got really low here and we are going to recall. So we started off with red buff into blue buff into gold camp and then trying to gank, but the gank did not really work out for him. So what the item does, just in case you didn't read it, you get a golden XP reward of 25% more. So you get 125% gold from that. Which means that if you jungle a couple of camps, you will already have enough to make this well, to make this worth it. And then also you gain 10% of the max health of the healing of each jungle camp monster that you kill, so you get extra healing. Only from jungle camps, by the way. And then upon killing a boss of a camp, you also gain 25% movement speed. So if you do it correctly, and you kill the 2 small ones first, which is no problem if you have some kind of AoE damage, then you can actually run to the next camp a little bit faster, and that is actually pretty significant. Because, well, by running to a camp faster, you get even more experience and gold. And since you already have a 25% bonus to that, yeah, you can see how this becomes an amazing amount of everything. And yeah, you can see here that he's actually, both of the junglers are actually above their mid laners. And the mid laners have free farm. Well, not free farm, but they do have a very easy way to get more farm. And that is just insane. But I think the idea of the item is really good. It's just that currently it gives too much bonus experience. I think it should be more like 10%, 15%, something like that. Currently it's 25, as I said, and yeah, that is just insane. I mean, the levels are kind of okay, so you should maybe have 25% 25% experience and then 10% or 15% gold extra. because the gold extra allows you to actually keep up with the laners, or, well, get a significant amount of gold at least. It kind of ensures that people want to jungle, and that is exactly what we want, of course. We want to have junglers in a game like this for the very, very simple reason that junglers allow you to get interesting gameplay going. So they, as long as junglers aren't spotted, they can gank lanes, they can do all kinds of good stuff because they're not spotted all the time. And especially in the early game, that is very significant. Yeah, because in the early game, so in the early game when there are no wards on the map yet, you can definitely see that junglers are going to change the whole how the game is played part of this. So by the way, we were in the lane because there were no camps up. The camps are taken down pretty easily by these guys. And we are going to now just, yeah, go back whenever a camp is up, because the camp respawns aren't very quick. And oh, a nice interrupted recall there. And now, yeah, Apollo has to run all the way to a safe spot, and if he gets spotted again, he's going to be, yeah, he's going to be in trouble again. Well, not really trouble, but he did lose quite a bit of time doing that. And obviously that was exactly the intended thing to or from this Naja. And they are coming back into the lane. So yeah, we are currently just sitting pretty at 3300 gold, and as you can see, our mid laner, well, he did go 0-2, but he's the same level as we are, and he has 400 gold less, and that is a significant amount, meaning that, yeah, we're going to turn it into a game where jungling is necessary to, well, to stay ahead. Otherwise your team is just going to lose too much, and I don't really know if that is the intended thing here. Also, you're going to say that if you don't get this item, then you're kind of screwed. But I guess that is kind of like they do it in League of Legends. I mean, in League of Legends, if you don't have Smite, you're screwed as well. So it's the same deal. And well, I'm not sure if that's a good deal. So Hebo trying to steal the red buff there. He could hear the Naja, obviously. I don't know if he tried to steal it or just wanted to help out, but it's kind of silly to see that Sprout come over the wall all of a sudden. Anyway, yeah, trying another gank, but the lane is pushed up a little bit too far. And of course, Naja can use his ultimate to get into that. But yeah, the problem is that most of the champions, they don't die to his ultimate, because his ultimate is going to be very strong later on, but not in the early game. In the early game it's kind of, yeah, well, it doesn't do enough damage to snipe someone like this Anhur in one shot, whereas some ultimates can clearly do that. So it seems that, yeah, we are going to try to gank the Isis here, and that is going to be successful. Very easy kill. And we are going to just retreat back to the jungle, try to steal a buff. The buffs aren't up. Oh, the buff was up. He's going to go for the... Oh, there's the ultimate, and this should be an easy one, yeah. And now he's going back for the jungle. Not... Wow, what did that Ymir just do? That was an insanely trollish troll wall. Yeah, okay, not going for the blue buff apparently. You know, he could have done that with the protection of Anhur, and that would have healed him up, as well as would have gotten him a blue buff. Well, the enemy blue buff even, which is great, of course. So we are going to help out the left lane. It seems that this left laner, I don't know who was the left. Oh, it was Odin. Odin was actually holding the 1 versus 2 lane, which is yeah, which is of course a hard thing to do at any point. And wow, actually getting out of there with his ultimate. Nice. So Isis of course has the other 1 versus 2 lane, And there aren't a whole lot of champions that can actually hold the 1 versus 2 lane, but Isis seems to still be powerful enough to do that. Although I think she is going to be nerfed a little bit in one of the next patches, because she is rather strong compared to what other people can do, and especially because she has so much utility in addition to that damage. Yeah, especially on the ultimate, of course, but yeah, she has a lot of good stuff going for her, and that is, yeah, that's kind of the thing, well, that you don't want in these kind of games as a designer. You don't want one champion to have everything, because you want to promote teamwork. And teamwork would mean that one guy has the damage, one guy has stuns. So kind of the Ymir Anhur combo. Although Anhur also has a stun, but it's a very circumstantial stun. So it's not really reliable, but yeah, you get the point. If you would get someone like Ymir with a lot of damage, then he doesn't need anyone else. And that's exactly what Isis is. The same deal goes with if Ymir had a very reliable, or sorry, Anhur had a very reliable stun. Are we going to get out? Yes, we are going to get out for now. But he's still going to die. Yeah, there was really no way to escape from that. And we're going to just fall through the ground, it seems. I don't know what this is, but it seems that we are going to admire this this map from underneath. It seems there is, oh, it is in fact the Naja who died. By the way, notice the thing there. It is actually a temple that they placed under the map, it seems. Because the map ends, well before that. So there's a temple actually under the map, which is cute. Anyhow, yeah, the Naja puppet, the death animation, I guess they made it so that it indeed falls through the ground. And so it's not a bug or anything like that. It's intended like that because then his the flower that he makes in his AoE healing field kind of doesn't have a dead Naja in the middle. And yeah, they want to keep the model somewhere for some reason. I guess that's a programming issue. It's not a really big deal. But I guess it's a programming issue to want to keep the model somewhere. When it's even when it's dead, because then you can revive it easier, because you don't have to respawn it, you just have to place it in a different position again. Very easy kill here. It seems that he is pretty fat. Well, he is level 14, and the Thor is falling off a little bit. He's only level 9, 5,000 gold, where we have 6,800. Even though, well, the Thor had 2 kills, we have 3 kills now, but yeah. We have been in the top of our list the entire game, which also is because of the 1 and 3 Hebo, of course. Hebo not really able to farm it up, and that is going to cost them in the late game, because a non-fat Hebo is not very effective against opponents, although he still does a lot of good stuff. And yeah, having these buffs is so amazing, by the way. We're going to roller skate back into the jungle. So another gold camp, as you can see, clearing them out really quickly. And that ring toss is of course super effective against this. It is super effective. So Gold Fury is still up. Yeah, why not take it? I mean, it is a very high price target, and look at the damage he does. Oh, Hebo is coming in to defend. Very nicely played. Blue team gets it. I'm not actually sure if that is correct. I'm pretty sure that is not correct. Yeah, you can see it from the gold amounts if you want it. But I know there's, with blue team gets the Gold Fury, or yeah, there's a bug in there somewhere. I'm not actually sure, well, where it is. So what the bug is, but there is a bug in there that says that the blue team gets the Gold Fury, even though, yeah, the blue team doesn't actually get it. Oh, he didn't fall through the ground this time, so it may have been a bug anyway. Huh. Yeah, I guess so. There's really no other explanation for it. This guy's dead as well. Let's go with this guy. Here. So, yeah. Guan Yu, of course, the healer, I guess, on the team. He is normally very good at just doing whatever he wants. I guess the blue team is, well, now our team. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, the blue team. This is the blue team because these minions are red. I'm not actually sure if the others are blue though. We'll see it in a moment. Anyhow, Naja is back up. Yeah, these are blue, so yeah. I don't know. It seems that yeah, they change. They don't change color just because I'm on this team. And we're going to just pick up some more jungle. Currently 3-2, which is a reasonable score, but it is mainly the gold that matters. The rest really doesn't matter. I mean, even if you're behind by 12 kills, if you're ahead in gold, you're still ahead. It just means you're a very, very bad team fighter. Or fighter in general. But yeah, it's all about the gold. The rest really doesn't matter. And it seems that we did grab this guy, but oh, we did get him. Okay, yeah, I wanted to say it's he's not going to die, but of course he wasn't going to get out because there was no way at that low health that he was going to call in his chariot to save him, because well, Naja was just going to kill him. It's not that hard. At low health, it's pretty easy to kill people, and we're going to just well, kill this entire lane of minions and recall. And as you can see late game, because there is a limited amount of jungle camps, yeah, you really have to get into the lane in the late game. So not a real big issue in the late game to have a jungler, because well, in some of these games you have, I'm taking Dota 2 as an example here. You have people that are jungling all game, so literally the entire game until the last team fight, and then they join the team for the fight, and then yeah, it's just they participate in like one fight only. And of course that is not the case here, because there is not enough jungle to go around, especially when you have a jungler on both teams. There is not enough jungle to go around, and that means that you're going to have to get into the lane and get into the fights to keep, well, your team happy, to keep your team in the race, and that is awesome. It's a really yeah, it's a real choice. I mean, it's not like one is better than the other. It's just that I like one better than the other. And we are getting a little bit tagged up here, but it is not a big deal. Of course, Naja can farm up pretty nicely, and he can also heal pretty nicely, because well, when he gets a little bit of lifesteal and a little bit of attack speed, it's pretty much done for him, because he has that extra attack damage, and of course he has all kinds of good stuff of his own to make sure that he can lifesteal as much as, well, he needs to. And of course he has his ultimate to get out of the fight, and so to not be focused. And yeah, just an insane amount of damage by now. As you can see, the stun lands, and he is going to, oh, the ultimate missed. With the ultimate missing, it is going to be a little bit harder to kill this Isis, but he still has a pretty good line on her. Yeah, there's really no way. They're teammates, by the way, so I'm assuming this is solo queue ranked, because well, they're both in the same game, and we're not going to surrender. Cool. So yeah, we are going to play it out, and that is awesome, because I don't like the surrenders in the game that games that I cast. I do like the surrenders in the games that I play, because well, it makes that you don't have to play when the game is already over, and yeah. I hate that. I hate playing when the game is already over, and obviously you can easily spot when a game is over if it's over. So not a big deal to surrender when you really feel that you have no chance anymore. It's just that people like to just keep derping around and keep playing even though, well, the game is already over. So really nothing to do anymore. Anyhow, we're 6-2 now with 11k gold, but look at the rest of the gold values. Everyone is so far behind on this Naja. It's just the Anher who's doing reasonable. And I have to say that because we are now, well, about 6k gold ahead, 6.5 I guess. Yeah, we are in prime position to do this, to make this work, but yeah, this cannot happen. I mean, just having this this one fat guy go for the gold fire giant, sorry, and then completely getting owned by the enemy team, that is not supposed to happen. The rest of the team was, by the way, at gold fury. And Naja can take it out on his own. That is not the problem. The problem is that if the enemy team suspects the fire giant being taken, then you're going to be screwed. And that's exactly what happened here. Not a good play by the Naja, because that was not supposed to happen. And look how long that guy stayed alive. Really forever. And they actually pick up an ISIS kill because of that. Because of the focus on the Emir. So yeah, it becomes 2 for 2. Yeah, 2 for 2. And yeah, obviously we don't really have anything on the map anymore. Let's just go with Hebo or something like that. Come on. There you go. Surfing it up. Come on, show us this surf skin, man. So it's his legendary skin, I guess. I don't really know if it's his legendary skin, but it seems to be, because it looks awesome. It's however very strange that they made 2 bytes out of that board, and that the waves are actually coming through the board. It's 2 things that I wouldn't have done, but also are surfboards really pointy on both sides? Because I thought they were only pointy on the front side. But hey, whatever. I'm not a real surfer, I'm a windsurfer. Yes, that I can do. But yeah, there are no waves here, so you can't really surf here in the way that it's intended by the Hebo here. But yeah, I'm not actually sure if there's those boards are pointy on both sides, because I don't think so. So it might have been a board that they created for the half of it and then just mirrored it to the other side, or well, not even rotated it to the other side. That would explain why there are 2 bytes, and it would also explain why there are 2 pointy sides. But hey, whatever. Also, the bite mark doesn't seem to be a shark bite, but even though that's intended to be a shark bite. Oh, you did steal it. Huh, very nice, very nice. Anyway, we are going with the Naja again, who is now going to go with the Hebo. And unfortunately misses his stun. Yeah, I was with the Naja, so I'm going to stick with him. And there you go, getting the kill. Yeah, they now have a pretty easy team fight, and I really don't see the enemy team come back from this. 10k gold behind now, and that means that at 20 minutes it was already decided. I mean, it's now 22 minutes. It was probably decided before this, but unless they have some kind of great comeback mechanism in this game that I just don't know about, then this is over. The fire giant is however still up. So they might want to go for that at some point. Because at this point, yeah, as you can see, 10k gold ahead. Well, over 10k gold now. And with over 10k gold ahead, what are they going to do? They're not going to do anything about that. By the way, the Boomba has been sold by now. So at some point he did sell that, and we are going to grab a kill here. While we die, yeah, he still has the death stall though. So apparently it's no longer worth it to go with that. We are going to go with this guy. So yeah, 2 of our teammates died here. Well, the Nasha and the Ymir. The Ymir, of course, because he's level 12. And the Nasha because, well, he went in just head first. And that is fine, because it actually resulted in a full deicide, which is excellent, because that is a good trait, and that is definitely a trait they are willing to make. But they did lose the Nasha, and the Nasha with 15k gold is pretty valuable. Red team now going for Fire Giant, but the blue team obviously knows they will be going for Fire Giant. So we're going to have to see if that works out. It is the red team that has a ward on it. And yeah, they're just going to defend here. So they're not going to be sneaky about it. They don't want to just take it because the enemy team doesn't know about it. No, the enemy team knows about it. And they were just going to defend it. It does, however, seem that they gave up, which is kind of strange, because there was really no way the enemy team was going to come in there. Naga is back up. I'll wait for a moment to switch to him because he's not in the fight yet. And I do want to see this fight. So the Anhur cannot shoot through that that cage, well, unless he used his ultimate, and that's what he did. But for the rest, he either has to jump in, or he has to wait until the cage falls, and we're going to all die here. It seems that Naja is back now. He is coming in from the side. So a 2-for-1 trade, 2-for-2 now, and then a 3-for-2. But yeah, it's a triple kill for the Poseidon, who is the carry on the other team. But yeah, Poseidon still has the same amount of gold as the number 3 on our team. Oh, look at that damage! Holy crap! I guess farm does increase your damage, because obviously with 15.5k gold, he has an insane amount of items. And is he going to do this? Yeah, he did get it. It once again says the blue team, but I'm pretty sure we got it. And hello! Oh, he misses the ring toss, but that's not a really big deal because it wouldn't have bounced anyway. So the great ultimates, and we're going to pick up this because, well, what are they going to do? They're going to kill him? Right! No, at this point, he's pretty much unkillable unless he's in a 1 versus 5 situation where everyone still has their ultimates and such. But yeah, he can now go relatively safely for the Fire Giant. There is no ward up, and Thor is going to spot him though. And Thor is going to come in, but I don't think it's good enough. Yeah, Thor does well, let him know that he's here. And while large amount of damage going off, and are we going to get this kill? Oh, he gets slowed, and now he's in trouble. But as I said, he's not going to die very easily, especially if he has that ultimate up, and if his teammates are there, and his teammates are actually going to help him survive, and that was insanely good. That was very, very nice. Unfortunately, there is still something as a chariot boy who just got a very nice kill off. And yeah, he just landed right on top of him, and there was really not a whole lot he could do about that. So once again the surrender votes, and yeah, look at the gold. I mean, they're now 14k gold behind. What are they going to do? Why do they just not surrender? I don't really understand that. I mean, I do understand that you don't want to surrender when you're like 5k gold behind, or maybe even 7 or 8. But really when you're 14k gold behind, or no, sorry, 16. No, sorry, 14. I mixed up the number. My mistake. If you're 14k gold behind, yeah, you should just surrender. I mean, at that point, there's really nothing that you can do. Unless, yeah, it's all on one guy. So here, for example, we have 17k gold on one guy, and then the rest of the gold is spread amongst, well, the rest of the team. But that is not enough of a, well, of an advantage you get from that, because if you have that, then at some point they can't buy more items. That's not the case yet. But at some point, at like, if someone has 30k gold and the rest of the team has like 12k gold, 30 I said, then yeah, that 30k gold is not going to be very effective, because you can only buy items for like 20k max. And then after that, yeah, it's pretty much all wasted. It's going to be either potions or nothing. And the potions aren't really that effective. Well, they're really much too expensive for what they do. Yeah, so all in all, then you would still have a chance. But in this case, because he's still under the 20k gold, yeah, he still can spend all of that money on items and, well, just get a whole lot of good items and just own your whole team. So Naja is back, and he is coming into this fight as well. He misses his stun here, but is not going to... Wow! Is not going to worry about that, I wanted to say, but he actually got the kill with the ring toss. Getting a little bit lucky, of course. You have to get lucky with the ring toss, but, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. So, yeah, the ring toss, of course, is completely random, so it can bounce on one target twice. Even though there are multiple targets there, more than the bounces. But yeah, he did have a pretty good chance. He needed one bounce to bounce back out of the 8 possible, no, well, 7 possible bounces. Because the second one is never going to go to the same target as the first one, obviously. Anyhow, we are just yeah, in mid lane, chilling it out. Not a real... The left Phoenix is under attack. I really like that mistake. I don't know why, it's just completely ridiculous, but the left Phoenix, it really makes me laugh. Because it is such a silly mistake. I hope they keep it in. I hope they don't notice it, by the way. Because, yeah, the Phoenix typo kind of, yeah, it's kind of those little Easter eggs in this game. And it doesn't really matter, but it's kind of nice. I don't know, I just like it. So, Hebo is going to just help his ally escape, and he is now in some trouble because, well, he does get shot. So yeah, there's that. But then the rest of the team should be able to follow up on this. Oh, come on! We're really going to win a team fight here. Wow, they are going to win it by a lot. It is a 5-for-1 trade in the end, and assuming this guy gets out. Yeah, there you go, getting the last kill. And we're actually going to go for Fire Giants. So, big mistake there by the red team. And yeah, they're still 12k gold ahead though, so it's still pretty good. But, oh wow! Naja just traded his Titan's Bane, so the penetration, for Bulwark of Hope, which gives you more protection. And that may actually cost them the game, those kind of switches. If he doesn't have enough damage, well, he did get sniped on his own once again, so this is completely on him so far. So if they're going to lose now, that's because of the Naja. Because even though he did very nicely, yeah, he still made a mistake that he shouldn't have made. I mean, he's been getting caught by the enemies a lot of times without his team, and yeah, that is just no good. Because without him, they're going to miss about 18k worth of items, and yeah, that is a lot. That is a huge amount, obviously. And with a huge amount of items like that gone, the resulting 4 versus 5 team fight is going to be lost every single time. I mean, obviously, if the Ymir dies, yeah, it's 10k gold, but it doesn't mean anything. I mean, he's going to draw out so much damage that even if he gets caught. Oh, hang on. Let's switch back to the Naja. Even if he gets caught, then he's still going to draw out so much damage that it's not going to matter. And once again, we see the Naja getting killed here without the rest of his team. I mean, the Ymir was here, sure, but as I said, Ymir not a great, well, ally to kind of follow in. And we're going to follow him now. Because Ymir really isn't getting focused at all until everyone else dies. And while, yeah, once again, we see that the Naja gets caught on his own and gets killed. And because of that, we're going to pick off probably another 2 towers. And we're just going with this guy now. So we are on the enemy team now, by the way. I have switched between the teams a couple of times. But yeah, the red team's Guardian seems to be under attack. And I'm not actually sure if this is going to work out at all for anyone, but it doesn't seem, no, it doesn't seem that it's a major amount of damage. But yeah, you can see that the red team, even though they're so far ahead, is still in trouble here. They're now 11k gold behind, by the way. So yeah, there's 11k gold difference between the two teams, and 11k gold is yeah, actually a big improvement from where they were. But well, it's still not done, and it seems that even though they should have surrendered, because those mistakes that the Naja made should not be made by this level players. Getting caught by the opponents, even though you don't need any more farm. Naja is the only one that needs 0 farm at this point. So he's the only one that shouldn't get caught. And still, he's the one that gets caught all the time. And yeah, he's going to obviously pick off these minions, because they are, well, attacking his base. And that is not good. So once again, he is all alone. And if he gets caught now, if he gets caught one more time, I think it's over. It has nothing to do with the fact that that team is ahead, or that one of the two teams is ahead even. No, it has to do with the fact that at some point the enemy team is strong enough to actually kill their Minotaur in one go. And if they just rush in, get that middle Phoenix out of the way once again. Are we going to once again do this on our own? No, the rest of the team does show up except for Anhur. And is Anhur now the guy that gets caught? He is indeed the guy that gets caught. 16k gold gone at the beginning of this team fight without any ultimates being used. And yeah, that means we're in real trouble now. Because, well, with 16k gold lost and only a 10k gold difference, well, 11, that means that the enemy team is now ahead. Plus they have more HP and blah blah blah. So they're now going to try to get another kill out of this somehow. And if they still have everything up, that should not be a problem. So they're all going to go for the fire giant here. And let's see if they can actually do it. Because I think they can. And once again, Naja all the way in the front. I guess that is because nobody else is in the front. But if Naja gets sniped here, this is over. But yeah, he does get caught a little bit once again. And he's going to die. Yep. So, this of course should never happen in a game. Don't really understand how it did happen, but it did. I mean, these are very good players. These are not just average players. These are players that that really... Oh, did he get sniped there? Yeah, he did. Well, he's not dead yet, but he is going to be dead. Oh, no. Still alive. Must run. Dodge 17 skill shots. Oh my god. There you go. Finally gets the kill. Yeah, at this point the fire giant is of course gone. So even though they are super fed, they still have no control over this game. And they are now 9k gold ahead, and after this fire giant... Oh, hang on, that was including the fire giant. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, the fire giant of course gives you this buff. And yeah, now the enemy team may actually be stronger than they are, because they don't have more gold, but they do have the fire giant buff, which did get nerfed this patch. It is now, I believe, 70. It used to be 100 magical, 100 physical power. I believe it's now 70 physical and yeah, I don't know, magical. May actually also be 70. But they did nerf it by a pretty significant amount. Also, the mana regen is significantly reduced. And all in all, yeah, that just means that you get a lesser buff, but it's still a good buff. It is still a pretty significant buff. And we are going to, well, watch how this Naja is going to lose then the game once again. Yeah, he is now in the back, so fortunately this time he is going to play it a little slower, and he is going to run into a ward though, which means that the enemies know where he is. There are plenty of wards out, it seems, for the blue team. Blue team has 5 wards out, so that's excellent. The red team has 0 wards out, and once again we get caught. Can we... I know there's a rewind button here, yep. So what happened? What happened? We are going to watch it from afar this time. So we're going to... Oh, this is when he goes into the jungle. That's not what I intended to do. He's going to pick up that buff, and then he's going to come back. And what happens here? He gets caught here. He's all the way in the front. He gets double stunned and then ulted. And that pretty much, well, means that they lose at this point. Because if they can't defend this turret, there's really nothing they can do about that. And obviously they're not going to take the turret for now. They're just going to go on the champions first. The gods, I'm sorry. God. Someone actually trolled me by saying that last game. But yeah, here you can see how you can win this kind of a game. If you just catch the guy that's ahead, just every time. Yeah, if you take out the highest farmer on the enemy team, yeah, they're not going to do anything anymore. And this is so over. Yeah, it was over the second time the Naja got caught. But then he could have still, well, addressed the problem, because they were still ahead. And they still had the power to kill the enemy team. But because the Naja got caught like 4, 5 times in a row, that's why they lost. There was nothing else to it. This was not like extraordinary play on the enemy team. This was just because they derped. They made too many mistakes. Well, Naja made too many mistakes. But hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. And as you can see, 74 versus 78k gold, and still they lost. Even though, well, this, well, closing is very much due to the late game. So the really, when it was already back into the favor of this blue team. I really don't understand how this can happen to such experienced players. But I guess, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.